Okay, so we are going to work on word problems this week, and we are going to start with our slope-intercept form. So we're going to start with y equals mx plus b. Now keep in mind that, we do have some virtual learning coming up, so we're going to be moving in and out of paper and on the computers this week just to kind of get you guys ready to handle the movement in and out of face-to-face and virtual. So hang with us, take some notes today. Your packets will kind of follow along with what we're doing. And then we'll be practicing lots of stuff this week. Okay, so tell me what you remember about y equals mx plus b. Hopefully you remember that my m is my slope and that the b, well, that's the y-intercept. And this was our starting point, okay? That was our starting point. So, or the beginning. So that was the thing that happened once, okay? That was our beginning. Now, when we are looking at our word problems, we're going to have to identify the starting point, or the y-intercept, and the slope. And that's going to lead us into building our equation. Okay, so let's take a look at our instructions. It says, as we're reading the word problems, we're going to circle the starting point. Okay, so we're going to circle the starting point and we're going to box the slope. Now, there's some words that kind of help us figure out the slope. We're looking for per, each, and every. Those are words that tell us, hey, that's the slope. That is what is going to change all the time. Okay, so let's take a look at our first problem. It says Lynn is tracking the progress of her plant's growth. Today, the plant is 5 centimeters high. The plant grows 1.5 centimeters per day. 1.5 centimeters per day. So let's start by circling our starting point. Well, where's it starting? How tall is the plant when I start? Hopefully, you're like, hey, that's the 5. That's my starting point. So that is going to be my B. Okay? Then I'm going to box my slope. So the slope means I'm going to look for the words per, each, and every. And if I take a look at my problem, I see that there's the word per right there. So this 1.5 centimeters per day, that is my slope, or the M. Okay, so my M is 1.5. And my B is 5. And when I substitute into my equation, I know that I have y equals something x plus something. Something x plus something. So what's going to go in this first spot? Well, that's the 1.5. Okay, that's the 1.5 because this is my M, plus my 5 because this is my B. Now, you'll see over here that they have this extra thing called equation. Okay, and all of a sudden, there is this letter D in here. Well, let's read what's above it. It says, write a linear model that represents the height of the plant after D days. So what they're telling me is instead of using X, they want me to use D. Okay, they want me to use D. So where the X is, I'm going to put my D. So I'm going to take this equation and I'm going to transfer it into this other format. So my 1.5 is still going to come first because that is my slope. And then I have my plus 5. Okay, now let's keep going. What will the height of the plant be after 20 days? 20 days. Okay, so we have to decide, is this the D for days, or the X value, or is it the Y that is the total? Well, I see that it says days, so that means I'm going to substitute in for my D. So I have 1.5 times the 20 plus my 5. 1.5 times my 20 plus the 5. And we know at this point we're just going to solve it. So 1.5 times 20, that is 30, plus 5, that's going to give me 35. Now I do need to make sure that I have a label because this is a word problem. So what am I talking about? Bananas? Nope. It's either going to be days or it's going to be centimeters. Which one is it going to be? Well, it's not going to be days. It's going to be centimeters because I'm talking about how tall the plant is. Talking about how tall the plant is. So that is cm for centimeters. Okay, let's take a look at this one. Casey has a small business making dessert baskets. She estimates that her fixed weekly cost for rent and electricity are $200. The ingredient for one dessert basket costs $250. Okay, so we need to figure out our M and our B, and then we're going to rewrite our equations. So let's see. We've got two numbers. We've got this 250 and we've got this 200. Well, I see this word that says fixed. I see that word that says fixed. So fixed means it's going to happen once. So this 200 has to be my constant. So that means my B is 200. Okay, and that means that my 250 is going to be my slope. So 2.5, because that's per basket. Okay, because that's the cost of one basket. And I know that every time I add a basket, it's going to change that number. So then my y equals is 250x plus 200. All right, so now we're supposed to write the equation for T for total and C for cost. T for total and C for cost. Well, if I look at this equation, and I know they're supposed to kind of look the same, my y would be my t because this is really my total. So I really have 2.50c plus 200. Still, it just kind of falls within there. Okay, now, if Casey made 40 baskets this past week, what were her total weekly costs? Well, where's this going to go? Where's the 40 baskets going to go? Is it my C or is it my T? Is it a total? Does it tell me how much money I made? No, it doesn't. It tells me how many baskets I had. So 250 times my 40, it's going to go in for the C. And I'm looking for my total. So let's go ahead and multiply and figure that out. So 250 times 40, that is 100. 100 plus 200, my total is going to be 300. And don't forget your labels. We know this is money, so this is going to be total cost. Okay, so let's keep going here. Her total cost for the week before were $562.50. How many dessert baskets did she make? Well, this is different. This is not baskets. This is total cost. So if I think about my equation, C equals 2.50 C plus 200, this is a total. So it needs to go here. So 562.50 equals 2.5, and I'm going to go ahead and get rid of that 0, plus my 200. Okay, we're solving for C. So think back. This is times 2.5, divide 2.5, plus 200, minus 200. So go ahead and start solving this for C. Try to figure out how much the cost of a basket is. So go ahead and hit pause and solve for C. Okay, let's see how you did. I'm going to subtract 200. That's gone. The 2.5 is going to drop. 562.5 minus 200 is going to bring me to 362.5. Okay, and hopefully you're like, hey, that last step is divide. So I'm dividing by 2.5. And I come up with a C of 145. How many got 145? Great job. Okay, so then what are these? Bananas? Oranges? You're right, they're baskets. They're baskets. So we always want to make sure and label. Okay, so at this point, you're going to continue with your assignment, practicing some of these problems, and we already did number 1 together. That's on your worksheet for today, so you can go ahead and either cross that out or just copy your notes in and finish up today's work. Tomorrow we'll take a look at some more of these, practicing a few things online or together, and then you'll be online answering some more questions. And then we'll move on to standard form at the end of the week. Have a good day.